We got a little bit of snow last night. Some new fresh powder. I think it still is snowing out, actually.
Even in no.
Buffalo. Is living in Alaska hard, Jack, or
there.
are you having fun?
Very fun, very heartless.
Very hardless.
Right, so this is what you got to do. It's teaching us how to map it. Okay, so we'll start. This is New Hampshire. Looks like you already drew a little bit in New Hampshire, so let's jump to the next one. Landscape, when actually it is
Sissy
crystals
and
of
Mommy
rare
just
white
listening to
gypsum
Daddy
mineral.
read, right?
You can climb the gypsum dunes in the desert
I
sun
love
because
it.
we're gonna practice reading to ourselves, okay?
Peppa's school day. Jack, what is the name of your book that you're reading?
It's called Smush. A new friend came.
Oh, is that what you think?
Or introduce over the years. Said hi.
We have the neighbor's dog, Anoki, this morning. Came in to visit.
You know what that means? Fresh word.
Superman has many.
Think about, we definitely don't have enough firewood to get through the winter. So we might have to figure out this year, we may have to buy some firewood until we
Okay, it's snowing. I've got my water bucket. The guys, it's funny, I'll have to explain, but our neighbor is a gold prospector, and his mining partner's here this morning, so the guys are inside talking. It's definitely an interesting way of life. Sometimes you have to wear your husband's pants, right? Got my water bucket. It's pretty heavy this morning. It's really snowing this morning. It's just so magical and beautiful. I know I'm crazy, but now we have a gray water system for, if I'm to be honest, in Alaska, a lot of stuff is not DEC approved. People put their own septic in, they dig their own well, so our gray water system is not necessarily the best, but we thankfully don't have a well here. So, not something we have to worry about. Eventually, I plan 10 years, however fast we can make it work, we will build our own. And then this cabin will be for rent, Airbnb, etc., etc. So now I really have to take care of some computer work because I got an email that one of our bills is past due, and I'm like, well, that's the perk of moving, right? You just accidentally forget about your responsibilities. So that is what I'm going to be doing this morning. Yep, it's a good day. Okay, so now it is 11:45. I'm going to make some potatoes, some eggs for breakfast / lunch. I've got my water boiled to wash dishes. Jack and I, well, really Jackson, has been stacking firewood. Freya was outside doing some stuff, but then she came in and was helping me do some chores around the house. Mom, right, Sissy?
Mommy, W-E-O.
What have you been doing today?
I have been doing my
Your school?
and I've been
Cleaning her playroom. The dogs just came in.
and I've been
Oh, she's not done yet.
and I've been
Doing some firewood, right, with Jack?
mm-hmm.
If I'm to be honest, one of the hardest things that we have had to respectfully work with and break the habit is technology, because we have not hung up our television. We did bring it, but we are not planning on hanging it up. The kids do, I think it's Khan Academy, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. They do a little bit of school on their tablet sometimes, but yeah. Mike and I both said we're thinking of only doing it on maybe like a Friday night as a treat, but there's just a lot of stuff here to do. And at our old house, tablet was not a question. Not like a babysitter, but we definitely were lackadaisical on, you know, every day for a little bit they got to play, but here that's not an option. So it's just been passively persistent and kindness, and you just have to keep explaining. Eventually they get it, but it is time consuming. The number one thing that Mike has taught me and I have come to understand is if you want your children to do something different, you have to show them a different path. So some things that maybe were not in our daily routine back at our old house are different here, obviously. One thing that I have understood is you have to show them how to do something, obviously, but they also learn by watching you. So I maybe would not have thought to include them in doing certain things. It does make me uncomfortable teaching new things, but I'm also learning myself, so that's my vulnerable, honest conversation of the day is change takes time and a lot of patience.
And also, it's Fanny's birthday, and he's 3 years old.
Yesterday, right? Jackson has been hauling wood in his sled, so Mike filled up the back of the truck to help him because he's been doing such a good job. Sissy is helping me do dishes. Right, Freya? Good job. Okay, it's good. Now we gotta put it on the towel. Are you proud of yourself, Freya?
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Mommy, I can do that.
Okay. Freya's washing. I'm rinsing. Right? So we take our sponge. Is it hot?
Yes.
Okay. What if I wash and you rinse? You stack. Here we go. Round of applause. Jack got a little help from Dad. For the big ones, let's give Jack a round of applause.
Yeah! All right, now here, there's one more thing you gotta do though. You gotta
Stacked
take
all the
your stuff
firewood. Here's Freya. See, look at that, girl. I'm proud of you, honey. You're doing a great job.
You're welcome, bud.
Tell everybody, was it hard to carry all of that firewood?
Oh.
Was it hard physically or in your brain?
Hey, fans, watch.
The other day, I said I had to vacuum seal avocados, but I never got to it. So here we are today. I've got my limes. I don't have lemon, but Costco sells Haas avocados. These were a 6-pack, and they were only like $8, which that's so cheap, and I don't want them to go bad. So I'm gonna cut them all up, put them in a bowl, put some lime juice, and then I will vacuum seal. Now I've got plenty of vacuum sealed, perfectly ripe avocados. Okay, so that was a heck of a lot more easier than I anticipated. This is
There, all through the long winters, snow blankets, the land, and thick ice covers the sea.
Daddy, I'm hungry.
this morning. We're gonna have some pancakes, some eggs, with my ballerina farm Dutch hook. We had to shut our electricity off last night, and we got rid of our overhead lights above the stove. So everything this morning is truly in the darkness.
Stir, stir.
Freya's
stir it.
tattoo that she loves to draw on herself.
I always like drawing on myself.
I know you do. 8:52 in the morning, and the sun is just peeking over the trees. It's Saturday. I have the same sweatshirt on, yes, as yesterday, just because, well, it's not dirty, and it costs a lot of money to do laundry. I think this weekend I probably will do videos collectively of our weekend, just because it has taken a lot of time and I have things I want to get done. So Right now, I am going to go outside and clean all of my cast irons. Gonna go scorch them in the fire, get them down to bare, and then re-season them. Mike, I will show you, is doing some electrical work because the people that ran wire in this house. Chaotic. All right, so you want to tell us what you're doing?
So I planned on spray foaming the room.
I will go show you the room that he is going to be spray insulating.
But instead, in all the preparation work I've been doing, I have had to chase electrical wires and re-secure them and find there's a lot of exposed junction boxes and stuff, and so I'm just trying to create at least a safe formation. I mean, this is Alaska where people just kind of do things without any sort of code or willy-nilly or intention, really.
I was talking yesterday about the non-approved
septic system and stuff. So I'm just making sure of the things that I have control of and that I'm aware of. Securing all the wires neatly. They were just kind of held up by screws. For granted, it's not code either, but it's a little bit better system than just having them hang on screws. And then I'm gonna try to eliminate a couple junction boxes and stuff over there. So I'll try to put one here that I can hide behind the wall that the kids can't get their fingers in, etc., etc.
And this is spray insulation. We're eventually going to cover that up with boards, but for now it's okay. Instead of buying all of the insulation that's like this, you just get it in a can, which I'm sure some of you know. This part of the house is an addition. The original part of the house, so this would be the original outside of the house, and I think it's beautiful. But this part of the house, including our kitchen, in Wasilla, there was a cabin that was for sale, and the previous owner twice, so not the one we bought from, the one she bought from, went and he took everything down nail by nail, hauled it a couple hours over here, and added it onto this house. So yeah, so now I'm going to head outside with my neighbor who has started a fire, and he's going to teach me how to re-season my cast iron. So I'll try to take you along, but my phone's gonna die, so I'll come back and get you in a little bit. I've never done this before, but I really needed to clean this specific pot, so this is what I'm doing. I found this book when we moved in, and I was drawn to it because the guy's last name is Roselle, and that's my maiden name, so I was like, wait, in Alaska, Roselle? So I've been reading it while I watch my cast iron cook. I'm going to sit out here and read it. It's actually a really cool book. He walked 800 miles. He walked all the way from Valdez to Prudhoe Bay. Maybe pronouncing that wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Prudhoe. That's where most of the oil field is. It's called Walking My Dog Jane, from Valdez to Prudhoe Bay along the Trans-Alaskan pipeline. I've got my guard dog. I've got my guard dogs. I'm good to go. I guess to re-season your cast irons, which some of you may know, but I did not. You just build up a fire, get a nice bed of coals on, create a seat for the pot, put it inside, let it turn. Cast iron turns gray when it's stripped down to nothing. Stack firewood around it, let it cook for about 40 minutes, and then wash it. Obviously let it cool, wash it, season it with oil or lard, your choice, and then bake it. And there you go. Am I related to Ned Roselle, the man who walked 800 miles in Alaska? Ned Roselle, if you're watching, we need to find out if we're related, because how cool is it that another Roselle has moved to this exact area that you once walked by yourself with your dog. Natives crossing the Bering Land Bridge, Russians in leaky boots, gold crazy boomers, soldiers and airmen, homesteaders, oil boomers, conservationists, and who is here now at the end of the century? Why do they stay, and why do I even stay? My weird path had not been walked before. Who would want to walk next to a pipeline? I told a former trapper named Fred, who now works at a Fairbanks bicycle shop, about my trip. He winced and shook his head. For me, Fred said, when the pipeline went in, it was the end of Alaska. It began in 1968 when drilling crews for 2 oil companies, Atlantic Richfield and Humboldt, tapped into an oil field never seen before on the continent. Natural gas belching from the oil discovery well sounded like the runway of Chicago O'Hare. When the geologists calculated the size of the massive deposit, it ranked as the largest oil field in North America and the 18th largest in the world. And he just goes on to talk about how a lot of Alaskans and Native Alaskans believe that the oil field and the pipeline here aren't really doing any justice. When we go into the hub again, I'll take a video. The Alaskan TransUnion pipeline, I think it is, it runs parallel to the Richardson Highway. Okay, now Mr. Bear has told me that I have to take my wood and put it around the pot. But don't use the cottonwood because it doesn't burn very well.
Leaves a nasty taste inside.
It leaves a nasty taste. You can hear him. He doesn't want to be recorded yet, but he's helping me along my vlogging journey. This is the Alaskan fire starter. It's called a witch's broom. It comes from a spruce tree. Oh my god, we cooked it too long.
No, we didn't. But you definitely don't want it to touch the snow.
I can't believe they turned that red. Look at how that pan is so hot. It's causing that wood to What are you guys playing?
We're playing Wolf Babies Alone. I'll pretend that you got killed when you walked out, okay?
You all thought that going to the bathroom in an outhouse that your children would not find you. They found me. I set it up on my feet so I can show you, but just take your steel wool.
Elbow grease.
They have, and Bear says elbow grease. The video doesn't pick it up, but they almost have like a purple hue. Those of you that have done this before, you know what I'm talking about. But for those that haven't, this is my old baking grease. Okay, now I've got to take out my dirty water because I didn't do that this morning. I should have prepped, but I didn't. And then I'm gonna go boil water and scrub the pots with some soap, and then I'm gonna bake them in the oven. And yeah, I'll show you. After I wash them, all of you that have cast irons, you know, bake them in the oven, do all the things. And then my cast irons are officially Alaskan. I'm still not officially an Alaskan. On Monday, I'm going to take my driver's test again, so fingers crossed. I will be spending my Sunday tomorrow taking the driver's license practice test multiple times because I honestly don't know how many days you lose your license if you get caught drinking. I don't even know the answer for Pennsylvania. I don't know if I even had to know that when I got my license, but yeah, so. And I need to know minimum insurance requirements for Alaska. No idea. Hello?
The last one is almost done.
What is that?
The last one is almost done. Mom.
Did you guys do these with Mr. Bear?
Right here on top of the.
No,
Wow.
all by itself.
Did he show you how he did it?
Hey, Jack.
No.
Thank you, guys.
Wait for it. They're going back outside.
We're gonna
Love you.
Love you.
So the mouse ate your peanut butter.
Oh yeah, that's not a Yale regular mouse. That's a good old fashioned homebrewed woods-like Alaskan rat.
Svenny, you're not doing your job getting the rats. What are you gonna do? Sit up with your 22 all night?
No, I just got to get more creative in my trapping skills. Whew, all right, so Alaskan Bob here, just taking videos for Cheyenne. We're learning today how to start the generator. First things first, we had to go inside and flick our main breaker that channels the solar, and we switched the main breaker from solar to neutral so we don't overcharge the system as we get the generator started. Once we get the generator started, we'll fire it up.
Making me carry this.
Oh, heck yeah, you gotta
Big old
pretend like I'm
beast.
not here. This is old Betsy. Bear doesn't like that I call her Betsy because I think something to do with his first wife or something, Miss Betsy. Or his first car, I don't know. All right, so here's, I'm not sure what year it is, but it's a Lister diesel generator. Thing leaks oil like a pig. But we need it to run the water pump so we can get the water in the house. We'll shut it back off. Usually we let it run for a couple hours. I did this morning to let it charge the batteries, but
This is our jerry-rigged.
ventilation so we don't burn our garage door. Second thing we're gonna do is we gotta go turn the fuel valves on. Just outside that wall, we got our big 300-gallon tank. So we got our two valves that run through our filter. Now we'll come back in. Totally not safe, OSHA unapproved. But take the negative, put it on the negative terminal. All right. Yep, just don't touch the other positive. Just, yeah, put it on there. Okay. Now take that one and come around there. Yep. You got her. All right, super sketchy. I'll hold it. All right. Now you go. Sometimes you gotta hold that button when it's real cold. Figure all the puffy smoke. It'll take a while for it to get turned, but don't let go of the button. Fire it a couple times. And then try to hold it and see if it'll fire up. But keep running now. You take the battery terminals off and carry the battery back in the house so it doesn't go.
We're doing it. We're out here in the Alaskan. Sissy's helping. She's having some snow. Woo!
Now we got to get to work and fill waters.
Literally use a hose. It has never been used for anything else, but yes, we literally use a hose. We also have a pretty interesting system set up to keep it warm, so you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah, dude. So anyway, she's working on filling. This is our water pot. The one that's right yonder is the chimney pot to help keep moisture in the house. Obviously you can see the water, the Berkey water, and our 3 big jugs back in the back there. She is quite beautiful. Is that Marshall Tucker Band in the background? Can't you see? Yep. Oh, I called that right before it even fired off.
Michael, record yourself.
Anyway, apparently I can't record Bear.
I kinked the hose.
But we can respect that. It's kink back here. You dingle donor. Oh God, she's getting truck stuck.
We felt our first earthquake like 20 minutes ago. We were standing in the kitchen and I heard like it sounded like
You said till she dies?
tractor and trailer or something was coming. I thought maybe there was snow sliding off of the roof, but then it sounded like a freight train was driving by our house, and Bear's like, yeah, that's an earthquake. I didn't really believe it, but he was right. It was a magnitude 2.9. Mike, you said the whole Gulf of Alaska is a fault line?
Look up the San Andreas fault line. Or just look up fault lines to Alaska. You'll see. It runs the whole Gulf.
In 1960 or 70, there was a tsunami in Valdez.
64.
That's what wiped out Valdez, and they built the town further in the fjord, if you will.
It was definitely interesting. Bear, how many earthquakes a year do we get here?
Never counted.
Are there a lot?
I never counted.
Well, do you feel them more than once a month?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably once or twice a week.
There's rattlers.
Every now and again we will get the good old fashioned building swaying like a flag in the wind.
The one part of Alaska that I guess I didn't prepare for. Hell, I thought I would see a grizzly bear before I felt an earthquake.
Oh, so that just goes to prove you ain't paid to think.
And I'm also not in charge. Right. Alright, I've got my glass of wine. Bears made us a fire. Dinner's in the oven. I am going to go relax and enjoy my Saturday. We're supposed to be taking the afternoon off, but it's 5 o'clock. Cheers to that. Hope you all had a great Saturday. I will see you tomorrow morning. An Alaskan sunset in the bush. AKA not the bush. She was good to us today. Good morning. It is Sunday. Mike is upstairs with the kids, having a wonderful Sunday morning. I'm going to go shower, do some laundry. Tomorrow we're taking a big trek to the city. How many is that? 9. How many is this now?
10.
What's that?
11.
All right, now push the green button.
Say this guy.
Today we're going to Wanger's.
Oh man, everybody's here. They're all the same people that were
Good morning. We are back. It is 4 a.m. and I don't think I'm awake yet, but we have a long trek to Anchorage today and probably won't get home until like 7 o'clock tonight, so it's gonna be a long day, but I'm gonna take you along as best as I can. I'm not sure what constellation that is, and I don't even know if it will pick it up on video. But the stars here, there was a shooting star just now, the Aurora Borealis. But the stars dance here. There's no light pollution. So they are. That's gotta be the Big Dipper. We are driving to Anchorage early this morning. We left at 5:30. We're driving through the pass.
See, look.
Now.
There you go. You can't see shit when they go by.
It is currently.
-6 in front.
We're on our way. We should be to Anchorage around 9:30.
Lowest.
We have officially hit -11.
Stick your hand out the window.
We're coming up to the pass.
Area. Well, we're coming up to the flats. We haven't hit the flats yet. That's the coldest part.
And does the pass have a name?
So there's the areas like Sheep Mountain and King Mountain State Rec area. But
Right before the glacier.
yeah, before. So the King Mountain State Park or whatever, I think, is a part of
Matanuska Glacier.
I think. I mean, they're so close. I could be so wrong when I say that, but
Yeah, we are definitely Alaska newbies, so
we're just learning as we go here. But they're so close that they're either next to or a part of or close by at least.
the sun is just starting to come up. The poor kids had to go to the bathroom, so we had to pull over on the side of the road. And this is where Alaska gets really interesting and scary. We rolled up on an accident. I'm not going to show you just for the privacy of the people involved, but they hit a moose. Their car is completely totaled. Mike is out with 3 other men searching for the moose. An elderly man, I'm not sure where he was traveling. By the grace of God, we had service to be able to call 911. He's okay. He doesn't look beat up or anything. He's just scared, and yeah, very grateful that these men were able to help. And let's just all say a prayer for this gentleman who hit the moose. You see the sun coming up, guys? We have successfully made it down the pass. Frey is up there with their piggies. We're coming into Palmer now. This is where Mike is going to be buying his four-wheeler later, but we still have how long until Anchorage? Probably an hour.
About an hour.
Pray and send me the good luck, but I don't fail my driver's test. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Jack's sleeping. The sun is coming up. One moose crash. Bathroom on the side of the road. Anything else?
Not yet.
And we finally have made it to Anchorage. We had to stop and get Jackson a pair of slippers.
Yeah, you can take a picture with me and
We're officially Alaskan! Got my driver's license.
Deeds filed.
Deed is filed.
Just gotta make old Yodi here, Alaskan next.
We are officially.
we got my shit.
Now that I just completed a marathon at Costco, those of you who have never been to Costco, it is way worse than Sam's Club. So we just bring our enclosed trailer. Mike's ATV will go there. Our food that I got, I just take the cart. First person that guesses how much I spent at Costco today gets a prize. There's a Target in Alaska. My children are wearing slippers into Alaska. Michael doesn't even have a jacket on.
He did. I got unicorns with that.
Oh my God! It's somebody from Florida.
We are finally on our way home from Anchorage.
No, we're not. We're going to Palmer to get an ATV.
Okay, we're going to Palmer. Men so very well behaved today.
Look, he's skiing with rollerblades on.
Oh yeah.
He's got ski poles, but he's practicing skiing with rollerblades. People are different up here.
Are you tired?
Me? Tired of driving. I'm not tired like sleepy. I'm just tired of
I could
driving.
definitely take a nap, but I'm really hungry.
I mean, it's like 6 hours. Been in the car, and we got another 4 to go. But at least we're heading home now. Couldn't be happier to get out of Anchorage.
Costco really wears.
Just Anchorage wears you down, dude. Stop here, go there. I mean, we did a lot of stops today, and hopefully this is one of the last times that we go with the trailer, but I have a feeling every freaking time we come, we're going to end up bringing the trailer, because I'm going to need some sort of plywood or building supplies, or we'll have to get something else that won't quite fit in the truck. So, but hopefully next time we can just take the truck and life will be a little easier.
Do you see that mountain way out there? Yeah, that's the mountain that we have to climb to get home.
We got to climb this.
It's like the Grinch Mountains.
It's like what?
The Grinch Mountains. These are all Chugach Mountains, so we can see this mountain range on the Edgerton Highway by our house. Yep, definitely don't want to drive a fully loaded trailer of this. My favorite spot in the Matsu Valley. And that guy is crazy. Magic. This This is the exact reason why I chose to live in Alaska. Why we chose.
What my whiskers?
What my whiskers?
What your whiskers?
What?
What?
This is the Matanuska Glacier. It's amazing. Every time we drive from our house, we always pass a glacier. My favorite part of the entire pass, other than the glacier.
Yeah, the only part that's got a guardrail.
Caribou Creek. It sort of is like the entrance to Yellowstone on Mammoth.
Yeah, you skirt the cliff's edge and all that stuff.
Especially this built out bridge up here. But that is nothing like Montana. Well, you see how long not driving lasted, so wish me luck.